right? Amen. Right? So if that's the case, if you cannot handle your personal finances, what are other people going to think of you? No matter what school you came from, no matter what experience, no matter what color you are, what creed, what religion, right? We find ourselves in time, in space. We have some hardships. We're going to have some hardships. Whether it's health, whether it's doubt getting on your nerves, sweating you about a tax or two, right? These things can be overcome. So I created something called We Shall Dominate, because I've been praying for a while. I'm not a religious, I am religious. I was more religious. I'm more spiritual now, you know? So, as I prayed, and I was doing my meditation, I found out that we shall dominate. Everything that we're going through right now, we are the authors of it. We can make anything happen. As long as we have the right mindset, there's some tools that you're gonna have too. You gotta have the right mindset, right? You gotta have the ability and the fortitude to push on through whatever it may be. And the last thing for me is, I feel that you have to have some kind of spiritual connection. That's just me. Doesn't have to be everybody. But that's what has worked for me. What has gotten me through cancer multiple times, or sicknesses multiple times. After I left Virginia Tech, I wound up going to the Baltimore Ravens. It was a great situation. I felt it was a great situation. I didn't listen to my agent. He said, Baltimore was going to be a tough nut to crack. You're in there with Ed Reed. You're in there with Will Demps. These guys have a little bit more tenure. And their contracts aren't up. So I was like, no, I want to go to Baltimore because I'm from Baltimore. Right? It's like, oh, this is my town. I kick ass and take names, baby. You know what I mean? I just came off the highest, the high of a great, what is it called? We call it a record-breaking season for oneself. There's nothing you can tell me. Oh, I'm going to challenge Will Demps for that position. To the NFL, I understood that it was business. It wasn't just fun and games. It doesn't always mean that you're in the right position if you go to a specific team. Because they can have something called cap space, which everybody should know or have heard of. That means the cap of amount of money that they can play each player, right? So if you fall into the cap or different things, it wasn't just about if you were good enough. And that's a little something that I struggled with after a while, because then I bounced around to different teams, and then I wound up going to Richmond and playing arena football, where I actually won a couple of championships, got paid to play, right? It was great. But the other great thing was, I got a chance to work for a company called Wachovia Securities. I was in their mutual fund and annuities department. I started out on the sales desk, right? And after a couple of years, I became a mutual fund analyst, right? So as I became an analyst, I understood that once again, there's going to be there's got to be something going on in reference to problems or opposition. The stock market itself started to crash. What am I to do? They cut everybody. Well, they cut all the new people that they came. And once again, I was faced with a dilemma where I had chosen to come to a specific place, make a lot of money, we're gonna make some money now. But is once again I'm let go. Somebody else has control over what or how Michael makes money. I began to become distraught and a little bit depressed at the time, right? But then I picked myself up and said, hold on a second, I had Doc White's class. I had Doc White's class, so I know different things. I understand accounting. I understand the allocations. I understand my own specific value. So then what I started to do is I'm a creative guy. I started making businesses for myself. Well, how did you do it? You ain't got no money. You borrow money. Borrow. Get some of that down with it. A lot of people don't want to hear that coming straight out of college, but you'll understand that in just a couple of years. Make every step and movement that you make for the betterment of yourself, in reference to corporations, things like that. That's why I became an entrepreneur. So the first portion was, and a couple businesses are going to fail. I want to say this to you guys. Businesses are going to fail. I was doing personal training. Anybody just know about Zumba? Anybody heard of Zumba? The class, the dance class? Yep, I created my own dance class. Stuff failed. It's okay. It may not seem like it at the time, but it's okay because we shall dominate. Oh, come on, y'all gotta do better than that. Come on, because we shall dominate. All right, we shall dominate. Anything that comes in our path, anything that dares to stand before us. So from there, I became an entrepreneur. The businesses that I'm doing now, I have a consulting service that focus more on transportation. Right. So picking up parts, body parts, and anything that you can name to, such as cancer medication. I was actually delivering cancer medication and things of that. So from there, I decided to flip the money from there and then make a media company. So now I own my own media network, TV and radio. Aside from that, I also own a portion of the platform, which is over 200 channels, right? Right, so do not give up. Because we shall dominate. We shall dominate. We're going to dominate everything that comes in our path, that dares to stand before us. I just wanted to give you that portion. Yeah, we got a couple minutes.
We got 15 minutes.
Oh, I can run my mouth some more. We got some more, man. Since you're going to be in here. Let's talk a little bit about from there. So what I decided to do is make the media company and so on and so forth. Does anybody like chicken? Come on, y'all like chicken? Yeah. Say yeah. Oh, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So basically what I have done is created, when I got here in 99, but however, I was recruited by Coach Pride and, I'm about to call him by his nickname, Pearson Prelude was one of the best coaches, and a guy named Keion Carpenter, great football player, man. Was undrafted in 99 to the Buffalo Bills. Was a couple of years there. Then he went to go and play with Mike down and was starting free safety with the Falcons, the Atlanta Falcons. He wound up coming back from a spinal surgery. He's the first NFL player to come back from a spinal surgery and come back to play. He wound up retiring, right, from the Falcons. And he wound up retiring from the Falcons. Being a great dad, enjoying his money, you know. While he was in the driveway playing with his kids, he wound up slipping and hitting his head and never coming out of consciousness. Good friend. good friend. He's from Baltimore. He's a Hokie. A good friend of mine. So, what I've done, my creative self, right? This guy, what I've done is actually put together a huge tailgate. And I've done it off of this. South Carolina and Virginia Tech has a lot of ties. We're going to be playing in Atlanta, Georgia, August the 31st. We've both been known as ass-kicking chickens. So what I've done is I've created the Kickin-chicken-bowl. I'm going to be the first ever player to have his own bowl, whether it's a portion of the game or just the bowl. So what I've made it is the bowl is actually a tailgate. And we're going to have a blast. We're going to have so much there going fun. I got special DJs coming. I can't tell y'all the names until I sign these contracts. See, when you're the boss, you gotta be careful of that. Until these contracts are signed. But we're gonna have DJs. We're gonna have a ass-kicking chicken competition. We're gonna see who had the best fry, the best carry. What type of chicken you want? That's the type of chicken we gonna have. Ass-kicking. And we're gonna find out by voting. And the award is going to be the Keion Carpenter Award. Right? To bring it all in. So now we have Shane Beamer at South Carolina. We have Toy and Gray, which is one of our big brothers, down in South Carolina. Pride, Pearson, I just told you that with Keion, how they all brought me in. So we're gonna actually have just talk some smack, you know, and just have some fun. Interviewed Toy and Gray just a couple of weeks ago. I went down to South Carolina, putting in the work. I went down there and checked out their practice and talked to those guys, encouraged them. But now I'm here to encourage our guys, right? And help them to understand what we're trying to actually put together and what I'm actually putting together and how meaningful it is to each organization. So what that basically means is, if you think about it, I am going to help the NCAA in their bowl series. If you see what I'm doing, I'm actually making the fun tailgates because now they have a situation with the playoffs and things of that's what we want to show people how to have fun and enjoy some football, talk some smack, you know. I am going to get it done. I shall done. You shall done. In the back, I see you, baby. You shall dominate. You shall dominate all the way up to the top. I know you checking me out as I'm on your live. That look good? Okay, all right, yeah, thanks. So, once again, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for just being a part of the class today, and being able to hear my voice and just show some hope and love. Like Crawford, pleasure to meet you. Always love you. Again.
All right, let's hear it from Mike. Hey, what questions do you have for Mike? Financial, life, anything? Hey, what's that? Crucial.
What led you to go into financial planning, and where did you learn to get the experience, and where did you get your hand
Okay. Multiple question. But I got you. First question is,
where did you, or when did you decide that you wanted to go into financial planning?
Honestly, I'm not going to tell you no lie. There's not no bluff and stuff. Like after a lot of Alice White's classes, where we had gotten a chance to talk, because I was mad at Alice Alex one time. Let me tell you this, guy. Hold on a second. Turn around, Alex. I was mad at Alex at one time. It's like, this guy doesn't like me. Like I'm doing everything that I possibly can in here. But no, he saw more in me. He said, you can go ahead and change, you can switch it up in a defense within a couple of seconds from a receiver running from this end to this end. You should be able to process asset allocation, which you're going to use. So the question was when?
Yeah, when?
So it was honestly, if I wasn't able to play football, I wanted to deal with the money. So it was honestly, yeah, it was sophomore, junior year. What was the other question? Because there was more questions than that. I got you.
Personal finance advice for folks who are about to graduate or college students. What would you tell them? What advice would you give?
Heard that last part. Hold on, you bring it up a little bit.
Oh, if you were to give 3 pieces of advice for financial advice for students who are graduating or just students in general, what are 3 things you think they need to know best?
The 3 things that I think that you guys need to know best as you embark on the financials. Keep your heart out of it, or keep your feelings out of it, so that when you're dealing with your clients, you can always continue to have a non-bias of the direction that you have or plan for them to go. Because what will happen is that you will have a strong-willed client. Hey, I got $100,000 and I need you to invest this. What you got for me, Mike? You already know that specific client does not, or actually has other things within their wheelhouse that they need to get done, such as they just purchased have a business or farm or things of that nature, different expenses. So them just giving you $100,000 and then aggressively trading with it or things like that, putting in an allocation that is high risk, knowing that they can't handle that, you still have to stand up to them and say, according to the allocation, according to your risk tolerance, we can't get this done. So one is keeping your feelings out of it and not being biased. Number two would be stay consistent. It's okay to learn different things, but get real good at, like I got real good at mutual funds. So it wasn't a whole bunch of stuff that people could tell me outside of those specific mutual funds because I would do the due diligence to Franklin Templeton, to Vanguard. I was checking out expense ratios. I was not also looking at the managers themselves. Are they going to a divorce? You know, they don't put your money in there, right? Number three would be. My God, man. Dr. White's website, I'm going to need a QR code to download one of my apps, and you'll receive 20% from Okie House off of anything you get here.
Now, the big question I got, is that for drinks or is that just food?
That's for everything.
That's right. Oh, hello. This is on the announcements on Canvas. You can get her here. Hey, let's get Mike and Canvas. And Mike, you gave some good things to think about. And one last time, what are we going to do? There you go. We shall dominate. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. We're going to have some fun this weekend. Oh, y'all gotta come out.
So the journey begins right here at the Hoagie House, baby.